How's it going, guys? Call here from North Coast Constrictors, Belito, South Africa, and I wanted to do a quick video. It is 5:45 Friday evening, and this morning I pair up my snakes on a weekend, and this morning before work I introduced some males to some females for breeding projects that I'm currently working on. Sorry, I'm a one-man operation here, and I'm trying to just get all the angles right. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to have a look and see if I have any visual locks with the males that I've introduced to the females. So let's just get cracking, let's get right into it. And as I'm opening the tubs, I'm going to tell you what the snakes are, what the pairings are, what the males are, what the females are, what I'm hoping to get from that clutch. So I can't actually take the camera from where it is now and film inside, and also don't want to disturb the snakes if they are locked or if they're about to lock. But I always check at the end of the day. It's been a full day now. I think I introduced them probably about 12 hours ago. So let's have a look and see if this first pairing here. Now, what we've got in this tub over here is okay, I actually tried to do this video a bit earlier and I duffed it, so I've already put my tags on. Okay, so spoiler alert, I kind of know what's going on. So inside this tub here, I've got a second year breeding proven breeder female. She is a fire bumblebee, and what I paired up to this female is a single gene visual desert ghost, and we do have a confirmed lock, a very strong confirmed lock. The pink tag that you can see here means that there is a couple inside. It means there's a male inside. I always put the male inside the female's tub. The green tag here means that they have locked. Green for go. That's how I tell. That's how I visually, by just walking into my snake room, I can, just by looking at the tags that are on the tubs, I can tell what snake it is, whether it's a sub-adult, whether it's a male, whether it's a female, whether it's a breeding female, whether it's a female that hasn't bred. For example, this purple tag here, purple means it's a female, but it also means that it's a female that hasn't bred. This tag here is an orange tag, that means it's an adult proven breeder female. And if you see here, like there's a blue tag here and an orange tag. The orange tag means the adult proven breeder female. The blue tag means that she's in blue. She's in shed, she's busy shedding. What you can't see are any tags here, and I've got them because my males are behind the camera. All the males on their tubs, they've got red tags. So if you see an orange tag, it means it's a female adult proven breeder. If you see a purple tag, they are adult females, and they haven't bred yet. They haven't given me a clutch of eggs. They will be breeding this year, but they only get an orange tag once they are a proven breeder. Okay, so that's the way I work my system. When I put a male in with that female, I put a pink tag on. So immediately I walk into the room, I say, there's a male in there. If there's a green tag next to it, it means I've seen a visual lock. If there's no green tag, it means that they haven't locked yet. So let's have a look at this one here. This particular pairing here, the female, and I always put the male, as I've said, into the female's tub. That's her nest, that's her home, that's where she feels comfortable, that's where she's going to lay her eggs. The female is a GHR 100% heterexanthic VPR, and her mate, her pairing male, is an exanthic VPR Super Phantom GHR, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a world's first. Okay, so I'm gonna have a look to see if these guys have locked. Not yet. Okay, but very, very close. All right, the rest of the tubs, this rack here, all breeding females. That rack there, all breeding females. None of those females are getting paired this weekend. Right, out of this rack here, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 pairings. 4 pairings on the go. Let me just move this over there a little bit. Okay, so we've got 4 pairings on the go here. Inside this, so this is a very special pairing, very important pairing to me. The female inside here is a blade, 66% het lavender albino, 66% het clown, 50% het pard. Not ideal a female to breed because I really don't like working with 66% hets and 50% hets. But it was a female that I bought right in the beginning. She is a visual blade. But what I've paired her up to is a dreamsicle, which is a visual lavender albino pard. Going forward now with my operation, I will not be buying anything that isn't 100% het. Okay. If it's got 66% het and 50% het in it, it's because it's a triple recessive, and one of the recessives is 100% het for a gene that I want. For example, a 100% het lavender albino, 66% het pard, 50% het clown. But I will not buy just a plain 66% het or a 50% het. If it's a double or a triple recessive and there's 50 or 66% het in it, one of the genes will be 100%. The third gene will be 100% het. And I will buy it specifically for that. Now we've got good chances because the male inside here is a visual dreamsicle. Okay, so I had checked on them earlier and we have got an official lock. I'm just confirming it. Yes, I wish I could pull the camera in closer to show you guys the lock, but they've locked up and I don't want to disturb them. Just by opening the tubs again, I'm disturbing them, but they are in a good lock, a good solid strong lock. So there's a pink tag showing a male and a green tag showing that they've locked up. Now in this tub here, I've got a normal wild type. She's marked as a normal wild type. This is a sentimental snake, and I'll tell you why, because she's the very first snake, ball python, that I ever bought. I bought it as a Christmas present for my son, and this is the snake that got me into snake breeding. So she's a female wild type. However, I have, since learning about snakes and I have gained a little bit of knowledge. Please excuse my hands in the process here. She's got pard markers. Okay, so I'm trying to prove it out to see if she's got pard in her. But what I've done is I've paired her to a visual clown 100% het pard male. So my worst case scenario, if she's not pard, my babies are going to be 100% het clown, 50% het pard, if she is in fact a normal. If she is pard, het for pard, 100% het for pard, I stand a chance of getting 100% het pard, 100% het clown, pard 100% het clowns. Okay, so they haven't locked yet when I last checked. Let's have a look here and see if they're any closer to locking. And they are no closer to locking, so we'll leave them be. Right, in this tub here, we have got an NCC 100% het pard female, and she is paired up to a yellow belly pard male, a visual yellow belly pard male, and she is an NCC 100% het pard female. So she's not a visual pard, but she's 100% het. The last time I checked, they were locked. I'm looking now, and they are even more properly locked. Pink label for the couple, green label for go. They are locked up. This tub here, I've got a pastel pard male inside with a yellow belly 100% het pard female. The last time I checked, they hadn't locked. They usually lock pretty quickly. It's their second pairing. Let's have a look and see if they're any closer to locking. Nope, they are not. Okay, so that's cool. We'll leave them. I only paired them up this morning, and so what we're going to do is we're going to give them some time and overnight to lock up. In this tub here, the female is a 100% het clown. Okay, now she's paired up to a visual banana clown male. I did check them earlier. They have locked up, so I'll just make sure that they're still locked up. Yep, they've got a pretty strong lock going on there. She's a big girl. She's I would say probably around about the 2,800 gram mark. And then the next pairing is this one here. Now inside here is my pastel 100% het clown female. She's probably around about the 3,000 gram mark, maybe a bit heavier. And she's paired up to my visual fire blade clown. They have locked before. About 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I have now introduced him again to her for the second time this season. The last time I checked, they hadn't locked. I'm now going to check again to see if they're any closer to locking. And they are not locked yet, but they are definitely a lot closer to locking than when I checked the tub earlier. So right now we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pairings going on at the moment. There are 1 or 2 snakes that I've kept out. There's 2 boys that I've kept out of pairing this weekend. Reason being, one of them is in the blue. Females can breed and pair while they're in the blue, males can't. Okay, so I would have been pairing up the one male, which is in the rack behind you, which is why I'm looking over there. Is a super pastel yellow belly 100% het. Sorry, not 100% het. He is a super pastel yellow belly exantic VPR, visual exantic VPR, and his partner, the snake I would pair him to, is this pastel 100% het exantic VPR female. She's an absolute beast. I actually think she's got Volta in her. I could be wrong. I'm wishing she had Volta in her. But because he's going into blue, she's getting a week off. The other female that he's going with is this NCC Spider 100% het exantic VPR. He's only going with he's going with 3 females this year. The other female that he's going with is this exantic pastel pinstripe. So he would have been going to the NCC Spider 100% het exantic this weekend, but because he's in the blue, he's pulled from the rotation until he sheds. Next weekend he'll pair up. There's a snake that I have left out purposely for size reasons. Okay, he locked up. He had his very first lock last weekend. I did a video on it. It's my visual lightning pied male, exantic VPR pied visual. I have tried for the last 3 weeks to pair him. The first 2 pairings that I attempted were with a double het lightning pied female. I have 2 of them. I'm going to pull them out. I'm going to show you the size of these females. I'm going to pull him out to show you the size difference and why I am not pairing him this weekend. He is planned for 3 females this season. He's locked with one of the females. But the first 2 attempts where I tried to pair him was with the 100% het pied, 100% het exantic VPR. To obviously increase the odds of producing another visual lightning pied. She wouldn't let him anywhere. Well, she let him on top of her, but she would not allow his tail to lock with her tail and for their cloacas to lock and attach. I tried twice. Actually, I tried 3 times, and he was just too small. He was weighing about 750 grams when I first paired him up, and now I weighed him again. He's around about the 780 gram mark. Last weekend when I paired him up, he didn't lock with her. I left him in for 1 night, and then I thought, okay, no, she's just not giving him a gap. So what I did is I paired him up to another female that he's going with, which is a pastel exantic, just a straight pastel exantic, okay? And the reason for that pairing is to produce exantic 100% het pieds. She is here. First of all, let me show you the size of this male, and then I'm going to show you the size of the double het females and why I've decided to give this guy 2 weeks off. Because I really want that pairing to happen. Probably he's actually going to have 3 weeks off because I'm going to feed him and I'm going to get him up. I want to get him over 800 grams. I want to get him as close to 850 grams as possible. Alright, he's a ravenous eater and he hasn't gone off food. If I carry on pairing him, there's a very good chance he's going to go off food. I don't want him to do that because I want him to put on weight. And the lighter he is, the less chance he's got of dominating those double het females, and those are the pairings that I really, really want. So let me pull him out so to show you how big he is. And he's probably very annoyed with me now, because it'll be the second time today I'm pulling him out. This is my boy, my visual exantic pied male here. He's a stunning snake. I weighed him earlier and he's on 780 grams. So yes, he's breeding ready for sure. And he has locked up with the exantic, the pastel exantic. He's had one lock and it's all good. However, he hasn't had a successful lock with the double het exantic pied females, okay? And I'm not going to attempt to pair him now for, as I say, another 2 weeks, which will take up to 3 weeks. And in that time, I'm hoping he takes another 2 meals and puts on, well, let's see, I don't know how many grams. I don't have a crystal ball, okay, but I want him to be over 800 grams, and he's sitting at 780 at the moment. And I want him to be big enough, and I'm going to show you why now. He can smell the females and he wants to go and pair, but let me show you why I want to pair and why these females are not allowing him to lock. First, let me pull out the smaller of the two, and this here is a nice big, approximately 3,500 gram, 100% het pied, 100% het exantic VPR female. Okay, now I've got 2 of these. They're sisters. One of them is the mother of that visual exantic pied male I just pulled out. The father is a backup male in a rack behind the camera, who also just happens to be a 100% het exantic VPR, 100% het pied male that produced that visual. Now I'm breeding the son back to the mother and the aunt. This is the smaller of the 2. Okay. Now that's the size difference. Now this is the big girl. And she can be a bit grumpy. Alright. This is a very big snake. Okay, this is 100% het pied, 100% het exantic VPR. And this is either the mother or the aunt, I'm not sure, and I'm trying to get them to lock up with that male, and you can just see the size difference, and that is why I have stopped attempting to pair them up, because she's not allowing him to come anywhere near her cloaca. He gets on top of her and he makes himself comfortable there, but she's not allowing him to lock. So what I did is I took him out the tub and I put him in with this female here, and he locked her within an hour. Okay, and she looks like she's ready to take a swap out of me. So let me just distract her with this hand while I pick her up with this hand. And this is a visual pastel exantic. Okay, she's a big girl, but she's not as big as those girls. And he locked this female within an hour of pairing him up last weekend. And being a pastel exantic, those babies will be pastel exantic 100% het pieds, hopefully, or exantic 100% het pieds. Let's hope we get pastel. Okay, and then obviously those hatchlings. This is all for the Lightning Pied project, and one of the things that I've spoken often about in my videos is the Lightning Pied project, but adding pastel and fire into that. Not only that, NCC, Orange Dream, all of the things that obviously give it more genes, make the colors better, sharper, the black's blacker, the grey's greyer. So that male is only paired for those 3 females, and that's it, because he's not even 800 grams. I will, as I said in my previous video, I will only pair from 1,000 grams onwards, like 5 females. So guys, those are our pairings for the weekend. I'm monitoring them, and then I think this boy deserves a shout out. Shame, he's one of the most beautiful snakes I have. I love him. I'm going to just give him a chance to explore quickly because he was ready to shoot out the tank. He is an absolute stunner. He deserves a shout out. and I'm at a bit of a loss right now for who I'm going to pair this boy to. Okay, so what you are looking at here is you probably think you're looking at a blue-eyed leucistic. No, you are not. You are looking, if you look very carefully, he doesn't have blue eyes, he's got black eyes. And if you look at his tail here, if you can pick it up, you can see the slight, the yellow stripe just at the end of his tail. What we have here, guys, is an ivory genetic stripe. In other words, a super yellow belly genetic stripe. This is the super form of yellow belly. Yellow belly to yellow belly can sometimes make the super yellow belly, which we call ivory. And this is a visual ivory genetic stripe, male. He is absolutely fantastic. He's one of the most beautiful snakes I've got. Not only that, he is a wonderful snake. He is a stunning snake. He's chilled. I love holding him. And I just love having him in my connection. The only problem is that I don't know who to pair him to. I need to find the right female to pair him to. He was going to pair to this female here this season or next season, because this girl here, I pulled her out yesterday. This is a yellow belly genetic stripe, okay, and I pulled her out yesterday and I showed her on my video. I bought him to pair. I bought her together, and I've also got a pastel yellow belly genetic stripe, which came from the same clutch, but she didn't grow anywhere as fast as this girl has gone. And then I was thinking to myself when I was doing the pairings, yellow belly genetic stripe to super yellow belly genetic stripe, I may just end up with another white snake. Why would I pair a super, like an incomplete dominant gene like a yellow belly in the super form to another snake that's already got yellow belly? Yes, his genetic stripe a visual, and yes, she's genetic stripe, which is a visual genetic stripe. So I could get genetic stripes for sure, and I could either get yellow belly genetic stripes, which I've already got a female of, or I'll get ivory genetic stripes, of which I already have. That doesn't make any sense. I don't want any more in my collection, okay? So I changed that breeding plan, and I've paired her to my Desert Ghost to make hopefully yellow belly 100% het Desert Ghost 100% het genetic stripes. So I also have another female there that is a pastel, sorry, this is a yellow belly genetic stripe, yellow belly 100% het genetic stripe, 100% het Desert Ghost. I do have another female here, which is the sister. Do not bite me. Oh, she's got a feeding response of note, this girl. She was a bit of a late taker, but believe it or not, that girl which I've just pulled out, this is her sister from the same clutch, and you can see how much brighter she is, but also how much smaller she is. Now, the only difference between these two females is that is a yellow belly genetic stripe, and this is a pastel yellow belly genetic stripe. Now, a lot of guys say, so pastel. Look what pastel does to the yellow belly genetic stripe gene. This is one beautiful genetic stripe female, guys. Okay. Now, I bought those two females to pair with that male, but what's the point with the yellow belly? A super yellow belly to yellow belly, so I'm changing everything around, and what I'm going to do is I'm creating 100% het Desert Ghost, 100% het genetic stripes, and then I'm going to use these females in future projects. I'm using this female next year to also pair with one of the Desert Ghosts to produce the same thing, and then out of their hatchlings in the years to follow, we will be pairing those up to produce visual pastel yellow belly Desert Ghost genetic stripes. Okay, so that's the aim of that particular that's the aim of that. But the predicament is that I've got that beautiful ivory genetic stripe male, and I don't have a female to pair him up to. I don't know, I'm gonna have to invest in another genetic stripe without yellow belly. So I'm on the lookout for a nice big genetic stripe female, visual, because obviously he is a super yellow belly genetic stripe already. So I'll get genetic stripes, but I want to try and find something, a genetic stripe that's got one or two other genes in it that will complement that ivory. So unless I find it now, I think it might be a bit too late this breeding season, but definitely for next breeding season, I'm going to have to probably fork out a bit of money and try and find an adult proven breeder somewhere if I can. A genetic stripe, I don't see too many of them for sale. But yeah, it's a waste, because that boy is he's so stunning. He's such a beautiful boy. Anyway, guys, that's what we've got. That's all I've got for you tonight. Hopefully tomorrow morning. Do you want to see a feeding video? Should I do a feeding video? Frozen thawed. I've got a retic. In there, and she's due for a meal, and I've got a frozen thawed rat here. Am I out of the camera shot? Nah, I think we'll leave it. I've kind of set a policy on not doing feeding videos. My aim is obviously always to get followers and that, and I know that a lot of guys get a lot of followers when they show feeding videos. Somehow that gets a lot of likes and gets a lot of followers. Just something about it. I mean, I love feeding my animals. I love it when they take and they feed. It's the circle of life. I used to be a game ranger 25 something years ago, and it's the same thing when you see a lion take down an antelope, a zebra, a wildebeest, a buffalo. They've got to eat. You feel sorry for the prey, but it's also wonderful to see an apex predator hunting and eating and surviving. The king of the jungle. Now in the reptile world, these snakes have to eat, and they eat rodents. It's just part of the thing. Now, obviously, I feed frozen thawed. It also keeps the aggression levels of the retic at a minimum, because if you put a live rodent in there, the retic goes into hunting mode. And when they go into hunting mode, being an apex constrictor, an apex predator, that snake is dangerous. It triggers off. It's got an incredible feeding response, a reticulated python. So I don't want them to go into that kind of mode. So when I feed them, I feed my retics, I use these big tongs here. You can see they're nice, got a good size. And I take the rodent out. It's dripping now. I don't know if you can see. It's wet because I've been defrosting it, and I offer the rodent to the retic at a nice distance, and it's not running around. So the retic actually comes nice and slowly up to the rodent and smells it, and then takes it, coils it. I jiggle the rodent around a little bit to kind of mimic a live animal that's been caught and dying, and that encourages the retic to coil and to, as if the rodent was alive. But what it's done is the hunting mode was quick, instant, and then gone, and now it's caught the adult, and now it's in feeding mode, and it just wants to constrict and eat. And I socialize. That's how I keep them more socialized. That's how I keep them more calm, and then I handle them. Some of you may think I'm talking a whole pile of shit, and you feed your retics live, and that's cool. You do you, I do me. I feed frozen thawed, and that keeps the snakes calmer in my world, in my snake room, in my breeding operation. I have yet for that girl to take a swipe at me. She only did once before, and it was only because I had a rat in my hand. She didn't go for me, she went for the rat. But she's never tried to bite me herself. So I'm gonna feed her now. Well, I'm not gonna put that on video. And tomorrow morning I'm gonna come, I'm gonna do another check, and I'm gonna see who's locked up. So, Fire Bumblebee to Desert Ghost, offspring there will be hopefully Fire Bumblebee 100% hit Desert Ghosts. GHR 100% hit Exantic paired to a Super Phantom Exantic VPR GHR. So hopefully GHR Phantom Exantics. And then this pairing here, hopefully we get Dreamsicles, Visual Lavender Albino Pards. That one there, hopefully over here we're going to get Clown 100% hit Pod 100% hit Clowns. And then on this one here we are aiming for Yellow Belly Entry Pods. That's the hatchings we're going for. And here we are hoping for Pastel Yellow Belly Pods on that pairing. On this pairing here we are going for Visual Banana Clowns. On that pairing over there we are going for Pastel Fire Blade Clowns. And that is it. That's what we're going for this weekend. If we hit all the odds and if the odd gods are with us, we'll produce the visuals. So guys, that's it from me, North Coast Constrictors. Carl, please like and subscribe this video. It helps us grow the channel. If you like the content, please feel free to drop a message below or a comment. Ask any questions you want. Try and make a point of answering everybody. And thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Cheers.